Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, as I was looking around on LinkedIn, I came across quite a few posts that were talking about how women should be in the workforce, in all aspects of society and education, and whatnot. I began to realize that you'll never see stay-at-home moms, full-time moms, celebrated on LinkedIn. Now, you might be saying, it's a corporate app. Why would they do that? But what I find truly interesting is that they don't celebrate all forms of women. Rather, they hyper focus on what they think a woman should do, which is chase the career over family. And I began to realize how few content exists where mothers are taught how to be a stay-at-home mom, things you can do with your time, positive role models. It just appears that all women now, at least in America, right, they measure their success in terms of how much debt they incurred and that one little photo op of their graduation ceremony. And it is quite fascinating how many divorces, broken homes, and all these broken children who talk about their mom and dad issues and how they turned to drug abuse and all different other types of debauchery to cope with the lack of parenting they got. I began to realize that I myself, inshallah, will make sure to break that dysfunctional cycle in my family. Because as you know, I come from a very broken family. And today, it's interesting how it all works out. As I saw that, I went to call my dad for the first time in like 7-8 months. And I got to talking to him. He was talking about how he got with this woman, was with her for 3 or 4 months, he got her pregnant, they separated, and she's only like 5 years older than me, and my dad's like in his 50s. And this chick is just now a single mom who lets my dad come around part-time, right? And I began to kind of talk to him about how it messed me up as a child not to have a mother figure, and that all the women he dated made terrible stepmoms. He didn't apologize. He didn't say anything significant. He just kind of was like, oh, You know, he wasn't very owning up to his mistakes. And I was telling him how my younger sister, with her mom being dead, and now he has some girlfriend living with them, and if she decides to leave, that is going to be a form of traumatization for her, because I know how it feels to not have a mom, a dad, a broken family, and all the other disasters that have occurred to my family, right? And I was trying to tell him about how it is sad that he never married, never found a woman to marry, and he can't seem to keep women or pick good women, and has this kind of womanizing lifestyle. And I found it quite interesting how when I was talking to him, he said, oh, she has her own business, and you know, she's owns like a landscaping business or something. And I was like, why don't you get a stay-at-home mom who can teach my sister how to be a woman, so that my sister can stop looking up to things on TikTok and musicians and whatnot, right? He was just kind of quiet and didn't really say much. But I did most of the talking, and I won't put all the business out there. But I realized how sad it is that the mother role is heavily underplayed, not really spoken about. And I feel like that's why I care so much now about talking about motherhood and why I'm so active in my child's life. Only one time was she ever with a sitter because I had to go to a doctor's appointment and her dad couldn't get the day off because his manager was a jerk. And she was only there for a couple hours and colored, and then I picked her up with her dad. And I really am so happy that no matter how much these liberal feminists mock me, or they call you missionless, no motivation, they have all these slanderous terms that they put upon women who put their children first. I'm very happy, essentially is my point, that I decided to be different than my grandma and my mother and my stepmothers, and to consistently be there for my little one. And it's a self-sacrifice. How much will you do and what will you take so that your child can excel mentally and spiritually? And will you deny them your presence? And will you not fix yourself consistently and level up and instill these good values upon your child? Will you let them be raised by tablets and social media and whomever else? Or will you be the one who's present? I think that's why the order of our society has gotten so messed up. Because the teachers see the kids sometimes more than the parents. And they get to observe the child's habits more than the parents. They see them at recess. They see how they interact with knowledge. You see that the reason why some of these teachers are coming out to their students about their gender ideology, they're overstepping boundaries, is because we've used schools as a daycare system. And I think school is too long, but because moms gotta go to work, they make the school hours long. And it really just kind of goes to show you how America has structured the society to where women have to work sometimes, or they want to work so they can get more material items, and then abortion is celebrated more than motherhood, and marriage isn't as much celebrated as porn is. And so it just really shows you how the lack of a nurturing, present, fortified female figure who's chaste, modest, brave, intelligent, what happens, when that goes away, to the point where some men, will chase women who are inferior and who are just going to keep creating problems in society. And so I think it's time that more sisters talk about motherhood. And of course there's going to be nihilistic sisters who show up. Oh, you idealize motherhood, blah 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 blah. Like, there's always somebody who's going to complain. But we should ignore them, let them go to the feminist forums and be anti-child there. Rather, we should help ignite the love of children, the love of motherhood, and take back what the word woman means from the liberal rainbow mafia, and show that this is what a mother is. If we endure their slander, their laughter, because we don't spend time on materialism, partying, fornicating, sleeping with random dudes at concerts, you name it. If we decide to say, you know what, we like cooking good food, we like having a little tidy house, we like doing crafts with our kids, going on walks, going hiking, having a garden, going fishing, you name it, going to pray. We like these homely, loving environments, and we don't see sitting in the cubicle as something even comparable to being a mother. Because if we really want to take it at them and to make women less afraid of being moms, we have to show them. We have to help them learn from our mistakes, test out our goodness, and to help them see that one of the best things in life is being a mother. And we can't let the women who are resentful because they never became mothers get in the way of us helping women to become mothers. That's highly important. Truly, I've been thinking about it a lot. Just how thankful I am to be a parent. And why I hope so many of you have children. And why the death cult of the feminist, secular, liberal atheists and occultists are so sick. Because they want to hurt and remove one of the greatest gifts Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given women, which is children and the right to raise those children and to love those children and for them to love you back. Hopefully, we all can resist the temptations for things that destroy our families, and may Allah help us to preserve ourselves, our honor and dignity, and to help people work out their marriages and to stop sleeping around, and for hookup culture to be completely destroyed. Please, sisters, do something positive for motherhood. Help out. It's really important now because so many anti-mom things are put out there. And now, you know what? On LinkedIn, I'm just going to start posting more things about stay-at-home moms. Maybe we might reach one of these cold corporate cats, as we call them, and maybe they'll change their life. Maybe they'll stop taking all these pills and drinking and hooking up on Tinder and doing the cocktail circle, and will finally recognize that maybe the career wasn't all what they could have done, and that their husband can afford to take care of them, and maybe they don't need to go on all this fancy jewelry shopping and perfume buying that they think they need. And so, if we want to change the damage that the feminist liberals have done, we have to create the counterculture in a way that can't be censored. And so I encourage you to be creative and to figure out what solutions you can do in your area relative to your situation and context. And may Allah protect us all.